everyone and welcome back to my channel. So as you all must have read from the title of the video, in today's video we'll be discussing about minimalist living or minimalism. In simple way you can say that minimalism means simple living where you're buying only the things that you need and you try to get rid of all the excess or declutter that you've accumulated in our lives. So before we start this video, I want to make it very clear that I am not a minimalist. In fact, I would say that I'm very far from the word minimalist. All those who know me in real life, they know that I love to buy a lot of things and I have already accumulated so many things in my home. I've always believed that buying a new pair of jeans or buying a new dress or buying something new, any materialistic thing would actually make me more happy. But recently I've come to realize that that is not actually true. So last year when I moved to Bombay, there I used to stay like in one single room with one wardrobe given to me for all my things. So in that situation, I had to embrace this type of living, minimalist living, where I could not afford to buy a lot of things because I did not have that much space to keep all those things. And slowly and gradually, I started to realize that how much benefits this habit can have into our lives, where I had so much peace of mind. There was so much less clutter in my room. There was so many less distractions, and of course it overall increased my productivity in my day-to-day work as well. So that is the main aim that I had of creating this video, that there might be a lot of people who are just like me and they're not aware of how much benefits the minimalist living or the simple way of living has. So now in this video, I'll be sharing with you some very small basic habits which you can very easily adopt in your life. So without any further ado, let's get started. So the first tip would be to keep your surfaces clean. So this would mean to keep all your top surfaces, be it your study table, your dining table, your bed, your chairs, and even your desktop, to keep it super clean. This would ensure that you have less distractions when you're trying to work, and once you see a totally clean environment, you would want to work more, and thus it would increase your productivity throughout the day. The second point would be to find better recreational activities. So this is a problem for us city people, where we have very few recreational activities and we have a lot of malls and shopping complexes around us. So whenever we try to plan out an outing, more often than not, we might tend to enter a mall or a shopping complex. And as soon as we get into a mall, we are tempted to buy things that we don't necessarily need. Therefore, a better alternative to this would be to find better recreational activities. You may visit a garden or a park that is nearby your place, or you might go to beaches or go to watch sunset, spend more time in the nature, plan out a picnic with your friends, or do some sort of sports recreational activity, and hence you would be saving a lot of money and also a lot of clutter from entering your life. Following the second point would be the third point, that is asking questions before buying something that you actually need. So you need to ask yourself 3 questions before buying anything. The first question would be, do I absolutely love this item? The second question would be, do I already have something that does the job of this thing? And the third question would be, how often am I going to use this, if at all? Now, asking these questions will help you reflect your choices. It will give you a sense of what you need to prioritize and what you need and what you can let go of as of now. And of course, it will help you save a lot of money at the same time. The next point would be to avoid online shopping for your weak spot. Now, online shopping has made it very convenient for us to shop at any time, at any place. We see ads all around us, even while we're scrolling through Instagram, Facebook, or any other platform. We tend to see so many ads on a daily basis, and thus we are tempted to buy things at the moment through online shopping. So what you can do is that you can avoid online shopping for your weak spot. Now, what are weak spots? Weak spot is something, are all those items where you would spend most of your money. For somebody, it can be food. you might tend to buy a lot of food online, or for somebody it can be makeup, fashion, clothes, or even books. So what you can do is that you can avoid online shopping for your weak spot, and that would make it less convenient for you to shop. You would have to step out of your house, go to the market, and then get that item. And so, as we very well know, that when something becomes less convenient, we tend to do that stuff lesser, and that's how you can control spending a lot of money on your weak spot. The next habit is the one in and one out rule. This is something that I have recently started following. It basically means that once you buy a new thing, you need to get rid of something old. For example, you bought one new t-shirt, you can get rid of one old t-shirt that you no longer need. Same can be for a pair of shoes. Once you bought a new pair of shoes, you can get rid of an old one. And slowly and gradually, you will start seeing positive results once you adopt this habit as well. Now, the next point would be to invest in a capsule wardrobe. Now, this directly concerns your clothes. Clothes is a weak spot for me. It's a weak spot for a lot of people because we tend to spend so much on our clothes, and we have accumulated so many clothes. A lot of them we might not even wear on a daily basis. So let's understand what a capsule wardrobe actually is. A capsule wardrobe means to invest in basic but high quality pieces. For example, it can be a white t-shirt, a black t-shirt, a blue pair of jeans, and a black pair of pants. So even if you have 10 pieces of such items in your wardrobe, you can easily make around 50 to 60 looks out of it. And also, we have seen so many billionaires like Mark Zuckerberg or Steve Jobs that have been following this minimalist way of clothing. We often see them in a basic t-shirt because it helps them to focus their mind less on deciding what to wear and focus their full attention on other important matters that need better decision making. The next point would be to do a quarterly donation drive. Now, as we had also discussed in one in and one out rule, that once you are getting any new item, you are getting rid of one older item. So you can put all these items in one donation case or a donation box that you maintain at your home. And frequently you can visit an orphanage or an old age home, or just contact any NGO and try to donate all these things. You will be very happy to see the priceless smiles that you see by donating all these items, and you will also be getting rid of all the clutter that you have in your home. So this would be a win-win situation for everyone. And now, last but not the least, in fact, it is one of the advanced habits in minimalism lifestyle, which is to embrace empty spaces. Now, a lot of times when we see an empty shelf or an empty space in our homes, we try to fill in some sort of decor or some sort of furniture into it. So naturally, whenever we see an empty space, it gives us a lot of clarity, a lot of peace. So we need to embrace this quality, and it's okay to leave spaces empty. And now this is one of the habits or quality that would take a little bit of time in getting used to it. But once you adopt it, you'll realize that filling in spaces with unnecessary items is not required. In fact, you can embrace empty spaces and it will bring you a lot of peace. So now, before I wind up this video, I would like to highlight some of the benefits that this kind of living offers us. First would be that it increases our happiness. Now, a lot of advertisement would say the opposite. It would say that once you buy this item, you would be happy, or we see all kinds of advertisement which shows us that having materialistic possessions actually gives us happiness. But that is not true. Finding the right balance and especially understanding yourself, having that self-awareness of what are the things that you actually need and what are the things that you don't need, gives us a lot of happiness and clarity of mind. Second would be saving money. Especially if you're a college student, you want to save a lot of money for investing purposes or other future purposes. So this is one of the best habits to adopt. Minimalism would ensure that you save a lot of money and don't waste on items that you don't necessarily need. Third would be that it helps the environment. Since minimalism ensures less wastage of goods, this would ensure less harm to the environment, and thus we would be helping the environment as well. Fourth would be that it relieves the stress and clears the mind. Once you see a clear space in your home, a clear wardrobe, it would help reduce the distractions. Once we see a lot of things in our room, we tend to get distracted. So by following these habits, you would be releasing a lot of stress. It would clear your mind. Last and the most important would be that it increases your productivity. When you get a proper environment to work on and you have less stress on your mind, it would automatically increase your productivity and you would be able to deliver better results. So that is it for today's video, and the last thing that I would want to say is that there are no rules for minimalism. Don't let anyone come and tell you that you are buying this and you call yourself a minimalist. How can a minimalist do this or that? There are no set rules for minimalism. It works according to you, how much self-awareness you have, how much you know what are the things that you need. So I would highly recommend you all to follow some of these habits, to adopt some of these habits that I've mentioned, and you would surely see a lot of positive results in your life over time. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do consider subscribing to this channel. Share this video with your friends, and do let me know in the comment section what do you think about this practice, and I'll see you in another video next week. Until then, bye bye.